What's up, everyone, and welcome back to another Dragon Ball Z Dokkan battle video with your host, Kenkukun. Alright, guys, gals, pals. I'm gonna do my top 10 tier list for TUR, EZAs, and Super EZAs. Now, my last one, you know, I was memeing a bit, right? I admit. Some of that list you could look at and be like, he's gotta be joking. Some of it, you know, and I never really came out with a video to, like, correct it or any assumptions or anything. I just let the community laugh, you know. It's fine with me, right? However, I'm going to be a little bit more serious with this tier list, but the biggest thing about this tier list is it's like it's 2025 Super EZAs and EZA TURs, right? The criteria was this year only, and then there are so many. I'm like, well, let's just go with the ones I'm using the most, and then try to tier them into what I think is worse or better than the others, right? I think my number one pick here, I think, is definitively the best EZA or Super EZA of 2025. That's what I think, right? So when we get to that part, you know, you can go ahead and agree, disagree, meme, laugh. I think you know, the unit's the most powerful one. I really like it. Every unit has their flaw. Every unit has their, you know, quirks, and every unit can die on this list. Like, every unit can get caught by supers in certain spots and certain events and just crumble, right? I think every EZA and Super EZA can do that. I'm not even sure there's a definitive one yet that's just untouchable, right? Now, some of the units that you don't see on the list, again, is just because I don't like, when I'm building a team, it just doesn't cross my mind to put them on the team. I either forget they exist, or it's just like, I'd rather run this guy, right? More so, it's just that I forget they exist, because there's so many. They're like 20, right? There's like 20 EZAs and Super EZAs. All right, this is the honorable mention Pycon. Very powerful unit. I just don't run them too often because I don't have, I don't have Pycon. I could put him on Cell's team, but then if I want to utilize Icon, I have, like, nobody really linking with him on Cell's team. Like, I'm not putting him next to anyone. Oh, I mean, well, I guess I could put him on Hit. Yeah, that's right. I could put him on Hit. I could put him next to Hit, but I'm not a huge fan of just running Cell on his own team. So, you know, I forget. Yeah, because Hit came out. Yeah, so I'm just not a big fan of running double cells, because I think double cells sucks, right? I think they messed up with this design. I do like he exists and that he has a complete team to run, though. I just don't like two cells. There's a lot of times I don't like double leaders, because one leader's getting cucked out of something somewhere somehow. All right. Other than that, you know, he's very good. He can, you know, take hits in slot 1, slot 3, slot 2, and slot 3. He is supporting super class allies. The biggest thing about him is his active skill condition. He can delay the enemy's actions for a single turn, from the 4th turn from the start of battle, when the enemy has 50% or more HP, and it's only 1. It's pretty good to me. He's been useful long after his release and far before his EZA came out, right? And now that he's EZA'd, he's very powerful. I just don't, you know, I'm just not thinking about him when I put him on teams as often as others that I'm about to show off, right? So he's an honorable mention. He's way up there on the list, right? He's probably in, like, the top. He's at least the top 5, and I didn't want to think any harder than that on it, you know, off the top of my head right now. This guy, I'm biased on this guy. I'm biased. This is a biased top 10 pick. Now, I'm not using him as often, right, because I'm not running the 10th year anniversary Dokkan Fest as often. However, he's a fuse fighter, and he's perfect to get, you know, just orb changing, which sometimes that team needs. When I'm putting the team together, it's like, man, I would love to get an orb changer that doesn't suck on the team, right? And I'm always thinking that for every team I build. And this guy fits the bill. I'm biased because he's a World Tournament unit, and he doesn't suck completely, right? He can get some damage reduction. It's usually around 30%, because I'm usually only seeing, like, triple supers out of him, as long as I give him 5 or more key seers, which isn't hard to do. And then you can just slap him in slot 3, and he's stacking well enough in slot 3 to be good. So whatever his start of turn defense is, it's, you know, you multiply it by 150%, which is 2.5, right? So on turn 7, the last time I ran him, which was before I did this video, on turn 7, he had 600,000 start of turn. That's a 1.5 million defense with 30% damage reduction, right, in slot 2, slot 3. Now, super attacks could have still destroyed him, right? Because I was running, I like to run Baba's Fighters. It's just a quick, you know, simple event to run, right? There's no really quirky mechanics, and Grandpa Gohan can hit relatively hard towards the end, right? I think he would have, yeah, because he's STR, Grandpa Gohan. He probably would have died in slot 3, I believe, right? Now, he is buffing the fusion units as well, so he's buffing the 10th year anniversaries, right? He's supporting them, which is always good for me, right? And then he's getting more stats. So I didn't even calculate this. So it was 1.5 million defense, and I didn't even calculate this. And I think it was like 4 attacks, right? So it was another 120%, right? So we were looking at a big number, right? So there may be better units that are, you know, that I could have put in slot 10, but now that I realize, oh yeah, I forgot he EZA'd, and I can put him on the 10th year anniversary units team, and he's going to orb change for them and even sit next to them. He's definitely going to be one of my most my most used characters probably going forward easily. All right, number 9, this guy, this Super EZA. I really like the Super EZA. I'm just going to zero in on the most important part I like about him. 2-turn support against extreme class units. They're all over the place, right? Not so much the 1-turn support. When it comes to, I'm running against a super class enemy, I might not even run this guy unless I'm running Tech Kaioken Goku's team, and I want to have a linking partner for him every once in a while. But, and that's because even when I'm running Tech Kaioken's team, I'm usually above 77%, or sorry, I'm usually above 59% HP or more, right? So I'm not getting the 90% damage reduction, even if he's in slot 3 and I've like triple supered, quadruple supered with the other one. I'm not going out of my way to make sure this is up for him to survive, right? It's just usually not, and I might get caught with a super and die, right? Which has happened. So he's on the list because I am using him a lot because of 2-turn support if we're running against extreme class enemies. Now, there's a lot of super class enemies we can run, so I'm not using him as much against those fights. And because he is also locked in slot 3, you know, it kind of drags it down. But, I mean, it's fine because he's built for slot 3. Like, it's boom, he's just built for slot 3, right? Well, this is, you know, in any slot, but, you know, again, slot 3, especially for the 2 turns, I really like. So he's on the list. He's one of my top units that I've been using over and over and over, right? He's at number 9 because he'll get caught more often than anyone else on this list, all right? And he doesn't want to be out of, he doesn't want to be out of slot 3. That's right, because of this guy. Because of damage reduction 40% in slot 3. That's right. I almost forgot. That's why, right? So he's number 9 because he is heavily restricted to slot 3, even though I like him a lot. All right, GT Super Saiyan Goku and GT Super Saiyan Vegeta. I will run them when I'm running a pure Saiyans team because I can get multiple great Giant 8 power units on the team. Their team is still incomplete. They're just a super solid pick. They're going to take heavy hits and survive them, right? They're orb changing, and they're not supporting, right? All right. So, you know, and they're just super solid picks. I find myself using them more and more and more, right? The same reason I'm going to find myself using this guy more is because, you know, these guys are orb changing, but they're not supporting like the fusion units. And the only team I'm running these guys on is, you know, I'm only going to run them on one and this guy's team and this guy's team. I won't run them on Super Saiyan 3 AGL Goku's team until we get more units for the team. It's an incomplete team, right? But you can either or. I don't see one being significantly better than the other, so you can put them in either or slot. They're just kind of, you know, slot 7 and slot 6, right? Or 10, 9, 8 and 7, sorry. All right. Kid Goku, his EZA. I'm really liking Kid Goku's EZA a lot. Same reason, right? He's very good in slot 3, where I'm going to put him in any of the teams I can put him in. He is supporting a little bit, right? It's not a lot. It's a little bit, but it's because of the orb changing, and I don't really have to worry about him getting destroyed in slot 3. Now, he is supporting Dragon Ball Saga Youth and Dragon Ball Seeker, so he's a phenomenal pick for Kid Goku, which I do have, right? So when I'm running Kid Goku's team, which I haven't been running as much of, but as soon as I pull out Kid Goku, I instantly put this guy on the team because he's automatically you know, he may not link with him, but he's immediately supporting, right? Yeah. We're gonna need a Great Ape Kid Goku to link with these guys. We need someone. Man, I wish the active skill for the AGL Kid Goku that came out would have been like full AGL Goku full stomach, like something, right? This guy, Super Easy Janembo. Loving him, all right? Now, as far as villains go, the only reason he's on the list is because Cell exists. I'm not really running Imp Broly's team because the last time I ran his team, they were missing damage to kind of close out some of the fights, like the Red Zone Jiren fights, right? I just didn't have enough damage to sustain all of their mechanics, like the whole team's, you know, with anyone on the team, if they had a mechanic to survive long enough, we got there, but then we just couldn't deal enough damage. And I came very close one time, extremely close to beating Jiren one time, but it was like one time, and I just haven't been back to really try, you know, the challenge. I'm not really running Daima Goku's team or Vegeta's team. I don't like double Daima Vegeta. It's really bad. Unfortunately, it's really bad. And then we have Janemba, Rose, and Hirudegarn, right? So it's Hit. Now, again, Hit, he's an extreme unit. He accelerated battle. It's this team right here. There are so many ways to run this team. You put Hit in slot 3, and then you can build the rest of the team however you want. Even though Hit's not supported, you still have a very, very powerful team, right? Now, Hit is, he's supporting, or sorry, it's tournament participants and super bosses. So not everyone that I would put on this team is going to get that. Like the Janembas. Janembas aren't going to get the full 200% from them, but the Janemba himself is very powerful, right? He wouldn't be on the list, you know, if Hit wasn't here. He is guarding. He has a high chance to dodge. He has another 20% chance to dodge in slot 1 or slot 3, right? So 70% in slot 1, and then another 20% before attacking. So 90% chance to dodge in slot 1 is phenomenal. It's really, really good, right? Now, another reason he's so high up on the list is because this guy exists, right? EZA Tech Janemba. EZA Tech Janemba, again, I'm not really running him on teams outside of Hit right now. It's the same it's the same teams. And I'm only considering Hit. He was, like, this guy would have been, maybe this guy has enough juice for Imp Broly's team to finally get through a Jiren fight, because I haven't tried since this EZA came out. I should probably run that to see. But, yeah, these two, this guy wants to be ran in slot 1, not slot 2. And then this guy, you know, he's going to perform well in slot 1 or slot 2, right? So I see no problem in either slot personally. He is orb changing, which is a massive thing to always have. And he's just very solid for what you want him to do, right? It's such an easy pick for me. I really like this guy. Because both of these exist at the same time, they're so high up on the list, right? Spoiler alert. Super Easy Buhan's not on the list because I don't have a Boo to run him in 2025, like next to him. I know I can get away with like Buhan next to, you know, like Tech Super Easy Cell, but I'm, you know, now I'm putting Cell next to Cell. I'm putting this, you know, I'm putting this Janemba next to Janemba, right? I'm maximizing their potential. Buhan, as powerful as he is, I'm just using him less and less and less, right? And then that's the only reason he's not on the list and why this guy is, right? Even though I think Buhan might be far better than this guy because I can put Buhan in slot 2 if needed, and this guy crumbles in slot 2, right? AGL Cell. Not much to talk about his first forms. He's just stacking attack. He's good in slot 2. He can get away in slot 1 here and there. Same thing here. Stacking attack, good in slot 2, can get away with slot 1. The best quality is that he came out and he links with STR Cell, which he desperately needed, and they share a lot of links. Now, he does have a rage mode, and, you know, when HP is 50% or less when facing only one enemy, you know, you can kind of protect the team for a turn. His rage mode sucks. I think it's too weak. Rage modes, like, this is just not enough. This is not enough. I think rage mode units should be dealing monster amounts. Giant forms can be more defensive. Rage modes should be just decimating health bars, and he does not. So I hate his rage mode. It's usable. I just don't care for it, right? It's not like his shining quality. You know, once you get him to, you know, his third transformation, which is easy, just play the game, right? He's gonna transform every time you see him. You know, he gets damage reduction, chance to crit, and chance to dodge 35%. And then, you know, when HP is 50% or more, he gets another 35% chance to dodge and crit. So 70% chance to dodge, 70% chance to crit. For 3 turns, he's guarding all attack. We're not really putting him in slot 1, so we're not really worried about that. But he can get away with slot 1. He's going to hit very, very hard. You know, and then he has additionals built in, right? And he's going to link very well with the STR cell, which comes to the next unit. This guy I like more than AGL cell because he supports. If I'm running STR cells team, my 55% cell can not just sit there with a million defense. It's not good enough. He has to have more. So this guy supports. He links up very well with him as well. He sits in slot 2. I like it a lot, right? So, and when I run STR cell, unlike Lorio's team, which I've gotten up to 2 million start of turn defense with my 55% STR cell, no items, right? Which is very important. This is the guy that got him there. It was that extra 40% support sitting on the rotation. It's so good. It's so good. Even though AGL cell might be more powerful, I like this guy better because, to me, because my cell is 55%, he's more valuable to me, right? So I just pick him far more often. Now, I really don't run 2 SCR cells on a team. I just don't like running 2 of them. And I think this is the definitive #1 EZA in the game. Every unit has their quirk. They can all, all of these units that I've shown you, they can all die at any point in time in nearly any slot, right? Same with this guy. But once you get this Gohan out, brother's like untouchable, dude. When I'm thinking about units, like slot 1 units, and I'm thinking about, you know, slot 1 units for this team, so I can mess around with these guys in slot 2 more often, I'm looking at this guy. Now, he's really, really good next to Beast Gohan, right? They both share all in the family. When Beast Gohan's intro's gone, I put Beast Gohan in slot 2, and I'm putting Gohan in slot 1. It's very easy to get him built up. He can sit around like 2 million start of turn defense with guard and what is it, like how much damage reduction? It's well, he can get really high, but once that wears off, it's 10, 20, yeah, it's 30. It's 30, but it can be up to 88% within one singular turn, which is nigh untouchable, right? But once this runs out, you know, it's 30% damage reduction plus guard and 2 million start of turn defense is phenomenal. Now the Goku, you can still run into the, oh, my Goku hasn't triple supered. Some of the teams I've ran him on recently, you know, it's the moment I float him is the moment I regret it, because then we get so far into the fight and it's just like, man, I would have had Gohan out if I would have kept him on slot 2, but I was prioritizing other people for the showcase and blah 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 blah, right? So if you're not focusing on getting this Goku his super attacks right away, you could be seeing most of the fight go by and you're still sitting there with Goku. However, I gave mine as much additional, like 26, 27 additional, right? So he can triple super turn 1 and we're out of there. He can also just double super turn 1 and we'll have to see him again next turn. But I'm loving this guy, and I think he's just, once he gets out, like the Gohan is just untouchable. So I really like what he can do, especially with that Beast Gohan synergy. What's the team? Is it this guy's team? Yeah, this guy's team. Wait, where's give me Beast Gohan? I think that's the team I ran them on recently, and it's like, who am I gonna put in my slot 1 slots? Scroll up here. Yeah, Tech Kaioken Goku is another big reason. You know, it's like, oh, Beast Gohan, put him in slot 1, slide into slot 2 when his intro runs out, and it just feels very good. And then I get to hold on to the active skill of Beast Gohan for as long as I need to, right? So just, oh man, that Goku Gohan, I did not think they were going to EZA him this year, and I was holding out for, I was actually really wanted to see Int Majin Vegeta, you know, but we didn't get him yet. So I'm excited to see a Majin Vegeta. I hope we get a new Majin Vegeta unit this year and the EZA. But with that said, I'm out of here, guys. This was my top 10 tier list. I'll close all these. Bam, 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 bam. Well, here. You know, here honorable mention, number 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. These are the favorite ones I'm running, and I think, you know, relatively, this is how powerful they are in that order. With that said, let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. Who are your favorite units to run EZA, Super EZAs out of 2025? There's like 20 of them. Dokkan's in a great place, guys. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below, and I will see you next time.